All right. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Let's talk a little bit about Free Food Alert today and how we can use Free Food Alert to solve the food waste and hunger problem on campus in the United States. So first, I just want to make it clear that food waste is really a global problem. So the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization found that roughly 1/3 of food produced for human consumption is lost or wasted globally, which amounts to about 1.3 billion tons per year. This inevitably also means that huge amounts of the resources used in food production are used in vain, and that greenhouse gas emissions caused by the production of the food that gets lost or wasted are also emissions in vain. This problem is actually even worse in the United States, which is where I come from. So the Natural Resource Defense Council in the United States found that getting food from the farm to our fork eats up 10% of the total US energy budget, uses 50% of US land, and swallows 80% of all fresh water consumed in the United States. And yet, 40% of food in the United States today goes uneaten. This not only means that Americans are throwing out the equivalent of $165 billion each year, but also that the uneaten food ends up rotting in landfills as the single largest component of US municipal solid waste, where it accounts for a large portion of the US methane emissions. And as some of you probably know, methane gas is a greenhouse gas that's about 28 times more potent than carbon dioxide. So this is actually a real problem that is fueling climate change and is a huge issue in the United States and globally today. So it's great to read these reports and to hear what all the scientists have to say about how bad food waste is. But it's another thing to actually see it in real life. And what I found as a student at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, is that this is actually a massive problem, especially when it comes to catered events that are funded by university dollars. So essentially what you have in this perfect storm is you have university administrators or departmental administrators who are taking money that isn't their own money, and they're spending it on buying large quantities of food for events that they're hosting. And then at the end of the event, there's all this food left over, and they don't know what to do with it. And so this is the result, where you have pizzas laying around at the end of the events, crates full of buns, more pizzas, 2-liter unopened bottles of soda, more pizza, a little bit of salad too. You have fruits and vegetables potentially going to waste, literal trays full of food. Here you have like nacho dip and things like that. More than half of an uneaten cake, for example. Sticks and sticks of pretzels, crates full of fruit, meters long sandwiches laying around, and again, trays full of food right and left. And so this is a problem that I identified when I was a student back at Hopkins in the early 2010s, and I asked myself, well, what is the solution? How can we solve this? There must be a way with modern technologies these days to address this problem. And I found that there is a solution, actually, and the solution is to decentralize access and information about food waste and hunger on campus through email alerts and mobile smartphone push notifications. And I found that we can actually build a platform that notifies university community members about this extra food that's left over on campus so that they can come pick up the food at the point of source of the waste and therefore remediate the food waste. And in parallel, we can also empower university administrators with data insights regarding trends in food waste and insecurity on campus so that they can then tackle some of those more deep-rooted problems on campus. And what I'm going to present to you today, and what we'll do a demonstration for in a few moments here, is the new version of Free Food Alert that we just launched this year, which is proudly built on the Odoo Community Edition v16. And I really appreciated and enjoyed the experience working with Johns Hopkins University on this, and then also working with Odoo to make this and design a new version of this solution that was quick to design, develop, and deploy because of the open source nature of the software. So what's the result in the end? So if you remember some of the photos from just 2 slides ago, this is the result. So pizza's gone, most of the salad gone as well, which is pretty cool. Here, still some vegetables left, which I think makes sense for university students. In contrast, most of the trays of food are gone. And so these are some examples of way back in 2017 when we piloted the first version of Free Food Alert. some of the results that we received and some of the after photos of some of those different events where we were able to remediate a large amount of the food waste that would have just gone to a landfill. So now let me take a quick step back. So who am I to really talk about this? So my name is Nemo. I'm the founder and CEO of Free Food Alert. I'm also the director of implementation for Europe for Dexus. And Dexus is actually a Odoo partner and the sponsor, one of the sponsors, along with Johns Hopkins University, of the Free Food Alert platform. Dexus has been an Odoo partner since 2012. We helped design, develop, and deploy Free Food Alert at 2 universities in the United States so far. Dexus is headquartered in the United States, but we've had European clients since 2019, and I actually helped establish and open our office, our first European office in Geneva, Switzerland last year. We have 40 plus business analysts, functional consultants, bookkeepers, technical developers, and system admins that can help you with any kind of Odoo implementation, whether it be on the Community Edition or on the Enterprise Edition. We're also a proud member of the Odoo Community Association, or OCA, and we really believe that one of the most powerful parts of Odoo is the fact that it's open source, and the fact that so many different people can contribute to it, and the fact that you can do really amazing projects like Free Food Alert and have a real impact on the world, and in this case, on sustainability and climate change. And finally, we also do use Odoo internally. So we're one of those partners. We don't just talk the talk, we also walk the walk. We use Odoo from A to Z for the vast majority of our workflows internally. Great, so without further ado, let's do a short demo of what this actually looks like in Odoo. So here, I'll just switch to our test system. So here you can see the Free Food Alert website. So as you can see, when you first hit our homepage, you can scroll down and you can learn a little bit more about how you can have an impact on food waste. And it basically will walk a user through the very easy flow to sign up and get involved. So first you have to sign up with a valid .edu email address. So right now we are geared specifically towards university campuses. So you have to have a .edu email address associated with the university to sign up. Then you'll verify your email by clicking on a link in your email, and you'll set up your password for your account. And then immediately you can start receiving alerts both via email, and then also if you download the mobile app and sign in, you can get mobile app push notifications too. And then finally, once you get an alert, you can go ahead and pick up the free food on campus. So let's get started with this. So we have to first put in our email. So like I mentioned, you have to make sure that it's a .edu email. In this case, I'm going to use @jhu.edu for a fake Hopkins email. And you put in your name, and then you're going to agree to the terms and conditions. So here, obviously, we're using the Odoo portal and just creating a portal user. So once you sign up, it's going to ask you to verify your account via email. So we'll switch here to our catch-all. So we have a catch-all email box here. So you can see if I display the internal images, we get this nice email that tells us, thanks for signing up for Free Food Alert. Please verify your email. So we'll click on this link to finish setting up our account by just setting a simple password. Great, so once we've done that, we're going to arrive on a version of the Odoo portal that's been customized by the Dexus team. And so one of the things we can do is we can manage our subscriber preferences. So this is where we're going to, for example, update our name or our email. We have to update our email within the email domains configured in the back end of the system by our organization administrators that's still associated with our university. So we can switch it to, for example, like if I'm an undergraduate student and then I graduate and I go to the medical school for the same university, I don't have to make a new account. I can just update my email as my email address would update. We can also identify ourselves. So in this case, we'll go back 10 years in the past and we'll pretend we're an undergraduate student at Johns Hopkins. We can see a read-only field that tells us which organization we're associated with. We can also identify when we're going to graduate in the future. And then finally, we have to select our alert locations or campuses. So in this case, for Johns Hopkins, we're currently live on 5 different campuses in the Baltimore, Maryland area. And even though all of those campuses are in one city, they're actually pretty geographically separated. So you have to take like a bus or you have to bike quite some time to get from one campus to the other. So we actually allow in the system, we allow subscribers to set up their preferences to say, I'd like to receive notifications for certain campuses, but maybe not all campuses. So let's say I'm an undergraduate student, so I attend most of my classes at the Homewood campus, and I have an internship at the School of Medicine, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the other schools and the other campuses because I only want to receive alerts for the Homewood campus and the School of Medicine. Next, you can see we opt in every user by default for the email alerts, but you could turn that off. So in a moment, we'll see how you can upgrade your account from just a subscriber account receiving alerts to an actual creator or a giveaway host that sends out the alerts. And so if I'm a university administrator or an event organizer and I only want to send out alerts but I never want to receive them, I could just uncheck this box. In this case, we still want to receive them, so we'll leave it here. These next two bullets are about the user's data and how we protect and share that data only when the user elects to. So by checking this first box, you're basically saying you elect to share your data with the university administrator that's running Free Food Alert. So you can opt in for that. But if you choose to not check that box, then all your data remains hidden. And finally, we also collect data first anonymously about food insecurity. So if you want to anonymously say, yes, I am food insecure, you can check this first box. And if you don't check the second box, then again, we hide your data and we provide summary information about food insecurity for those users, but we don't provide any more detailed information. So in this case, I'm going to say I'm food insecure, and also I would like targeted messaging to help me with that. And so this allows the university administrators in the back end, which we'll see in a moment, to actually pull the contact information about students, faculty, staff that identify as food insecure and are asking for help. They're electing to be helped. And in that case, we can connect them with mentors or to other programs on campus that can help also with hunger on campus. So now we'll go ahead and just save those conditions. There's the standard Odoo portal account settings where you can change your password or delete your account, for example. And then finally, one of the most interesting parts is where we actually elect to become a host. So here we use the Odoo e-learning application, and we've actually created a course which takes less than 20 minutes to complete, A to Z. It involves watching a few videos, so we're not going to watch this today, I'm just going to check off the boxes, but it involves watching a few videos and then taking a quiz and basically proving that you've actually watched the videos and you understand what are the implications and what are the responsibilities of being a free food giveaway host. As soon as you complete the training by getting all the questions right on the quiz, and you have multiple attempts if you need multiple attempts, but as soon as you finish this, you'll get this congratulations message. And again, if we switch back to the mailbox, you'll receive an email notification letting you know, okay, you completed the training, your application is being reviewed, and we'll let you know once it's approved. Now, in parallel, the organization administrators, which have access to the back end of Odoo, they all receive, so here you can see there's several different emails that we received because there's several different organization admins. Each one is going to receive an email letting them know if you follow this link, you can see the application for the new person that wants to start sending out alerts. And so we'll go ahead and open this in our other tab where we're signed in as an organization administrator. And you can see this is going to push you to a queue. And obviously, we have the test I did 5 minutes before today's talk started. And then we have the one for today's demo. So we can actually select multiple contacts in this case. So these are now contacts in the back end of Odoo. And we can update their creator status from pending admin approval to approved. And we can go ahead and mark those to approved. And as soon as it saves, you guessed it, we're now going to see the confirmation that we're approved to host the giveaway. So let's go ahead and do it, right? Let's actually send out an alert. So now that we are approved to send out alerts, we can host the giveaway. So we'll just put in the title of our event. So this could be like the name of the event. Then we'll select the campus. So I can select any campus here. I can then select a building. So the list of buildings are contacts that are linked to secondary contacts below the campuses. So we can just select a quad, and then we'll say in the middle. And in this case, we're going to be here for 25 minutes to give away this food. And we have pizza and ice cream that is available. And thankfully, there are vegan and vegetarian options, although some of them do include milk and eggs. So we can include some information about dietary restrictions, allergens. And once we confirm we really have all the right information, we'll send out that alert. And it's at this time that the mobile app push notification will go out. There's also the email alert, which we are in a test system, so it might take a moment to load. So we're going to wait for that to load for a moment. All right, we'll come back to it in a minute. As that's loading, the last thing I wanted to show you today are some of the organization admin features in the backend. So now we're again in the other tab. We're looking at, as an organization admin, what can I do to manage this system and to be autonomous with the system? And what we find here is we're mainly using the contacts app in the backend of Odoo. And we can look here, we can filter for organizations and, for example, look at Hopkins. And for Hopkins, we can see on our organization dashboard, so each organization admin will only be able to see the data for their university, for their subscribers, for their students. And you can see right here, we can add new users as admins that have access to the back end. We can define the email domains that are associated with our university. We can even see statistics on the verified subscribers that have signed up their account. We can see how many people are approved to actually send out alerts. Those are the creators. And we can see the food insecure members, as well as a summary of the number of events. And if we switch to the events tab, we can see even more information about all of the alerts that were sent out in the past. All right, so that's just a small snippet of what the backend looks like. And now when we come back to the mailbox, you can see each subscriber, in this case, the 1,400 subscribers in the test system, will receive that email. And this is what the email looks like. And it prompts you to learn more about the events. The email will tell you how long the giveaway is going to last, where the giveaway is being hosted, and then you can come here to learn more and actually view all the detailed information, including the dietary restrictions and the allergens, for example. Great. So that's all we have time for in today's demo, but there's definitely a lot more. So before we transition to some of the questions, I just want to briefly recap the impact of Free Food Alert. We're currently live at 2 universities, Johns Hopkins University and the University of Wisconsin at Madison. We have over 2,000 subscribers at Johns Hopkins, spread across 5 campuses. They've hosted over 70 different giveaways. They have 70 different giveaway hosts that are approved to send out alerts, and they've hosted over 30 alerts or giveaways in the past few months. I also want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. So first off, thank you so much to Leanna Hauser for pioneering Free Food Alert across the 4 campuses at the Johns Hopkins University. It wouldn't have been possible without her support and her help. And also a massive thank you to Stefan Keller, who's the Dexus CEO, who's here with us today. And thank you for lending your technical expertise and your development team for making this project a reality. And finally, in terms of next steps and how you can learn more, feel free to visit the Free Food Alert website, where you can join our membership waitlist. We're currently giving out free trials to anybody at any university that wants to just try out Free Food Alert absolutely for free for 3 to 6 months. And then you can also learn more about Dexus as an Odoo partner if you need any help with any Odoo implementations. We have a booth here in Hall 10 at A3, and we'll also be around here after the call, after the talk as well. Great. And I think we'll do some questions too.
Thank you so much. That's super interesting. I've got a first question here. Is your solution only designed for big entities, or also is possible to implement it for smaller restaurant organization?
Yeah, so right now it's really a solution geared towards university campuses, because that's where we see kind of a natural high density community of people that we can gate their identity and who they are based off their email addresses with their .edu email addresses in the United States. There's already a lot of other great solutions on the market for restaurants, for example, like Too Good To Go and things like that do the resale of food that would have gone to waste. So that's not really a part of the market that we're trying to tackle for now.
I've got another one. What is your main challenge in your day-to-day operation with Odoo?
The main challenge with Odoo as it relates to Free Food Alert. I would say personally that I don't have enough time to spend on it to make it even better. I think would be the number one challenge. But otherwise, I think there's no roadblocks that we've really run into with Odoo. I think, yeah, our main limiting factor is our own creativity and the amount of time and effort we have to really spend on this project. Because until we get more universities involved in the alliance and a part of kind of our paid membership program, then we can't justify the resources and the time to make it even better. But within Odoo, we've had no blocking points, I would say, and no real difficulties. It works pretty well, as you could see today.
And how many universities are involved for the moment?
Yeah, so right now it's just 2 universities, but we're actively looking for the 3rd. So if you know anybody who's interested, let us know.
I've got the last one, but if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask on the pad. Could you measure how your solution helped to decrease the food waste?
Yeah, great question. So right now we don't do a great job in quantifying exactly how much food waste we're remediating. We've discussed with some of our sponsors at the different universities a few different options, like counting portions and quantifying portions or weighing food before and after the giveaway, but all of those are really burdensome for the event organizers who are usually running around between different events or hosting events late in the evening and they want to leave really quickly. And so the best solution we found is the pictures and taking pictures before and after, because as we all know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So if you can have the picture of the before and after, that's a good way to sort of quantify it. But so far, we mainly have the qualitative feedback from the event hosts, and all of the feedback over the past 6 months since we relaunched at Johns Hopkins has been really positive.
Thank you. It's a really great project.
Cool.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.